All right. Hello, everyone. Let me get the crew back in here. Give me 1 second. There's Emily. There's Barry.
He kicked us out. It was very rude.
I kicked you out. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the live stream as usual. Thank you, everybody, for joining us.
Hello, Rena. Hello, Sam. Hello, Michael.
And Twitch.
Your voice is so deep.
Hello.
Hello, everybody. Hello, Rita. Thank you so much. Yeah, we are excited. We got HHN, Jack. We'll be talking about that tonight. And among other things, we're going to be talking about Loki. We're going to be talking about Emily. What?
I'm just trying to get some light on me. It's like, I don't think I can go that much.
You're in the shadows. You're in the darkness. Like you always are.
I'm in my room.
Yeah. Hey, Sam, how's it going, Mr. Expedition Theme Park? Welcome.
It's like 3 a.m. there.
It's 1:05 a.m.
It's 1 o'clock in the morning. That's not too bad. Not too bad. So,
hello, Mel.
Hey, Mel. Thanks for joining. We appreciate you. See, we get Halloween Horror Nights announcements, and we do a podcast. We get the people in here. HHN is our time to shine. We love talking about it. We're all excited, so we're gonna dive into it here.
Yeah, we're gonna kick off straight with that, and then everyone can leave, and then
basically,
because we do have a podcast, rest of the podcast to record. But yeah, no, and surprise, surprise, I'm here because I haven't left yet because we did a podcast before I left.
Yeah, this is kind of why we're doing it. I mean, let alone the
I need
HHN.
to move my chair up. I'm too small.
Let alone the HHN announcement. Barry's leaving. For those of you that listened to the podcast last week, Barry's leaving here shortly for his trip up to Pennsylvania. So we're going to go ahead and record a podcast tonight. We got the Jack announcement, so we're doing a recording on Thursday evening. So Michael says, is this the Velocicoaster podcast? No.
Yes.
Like I said, sir, out with the Jurassic World.
This is the last Velocicoaster
out with the
podcast.
Jurassic Park. Full steam ahead, HHN. I'm just kidding. We love you, Michael. We really do.
I'm basically holding him
for
here
those
at
of you
gunpoint.
watching the live stream, Michael just finished his first article for ThrillGeek today. It is an awesome overview of Velocicoaster. For those of you watching, it's live right now on the website. I'm going to blast it out on social media tomorrow, but if you want to go ahead and take a look at it now, it's live on the site. He did a great job, being the huge Jurassic Park, Jurassic World nerd that he is, and we love him for that. He did a really good overview of the attraction, so be sure to head on over to the website and check that out. So, all right, back to business. I'm going to get going. I'm going to mute everybody here, and we will get going because we have a lot to talk about. So give me just a few minutes here.
No.
Listen, I will kick you out.
Please do.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the ThrillGeek Podcast. I'm Clint.
Hell yeah, I'm Barry.
And I don't know how to reply to that. I guess I'm Emily.
Wow.
And you don't know Emily.
As you can tell, we're all very excited because we have a Halloween Horror Nights announcement to talk about on this week's episode.
Yeah, I wore the 25 shirt that I never wear.
Well,
I was wearing the 25th hoodie, and then I took it off because I didn't want Barry to be upset.
And it's the "Do You Miss Me" one. So
I never got that one, but I did get a hoodie. So
I got it for a Christmas
we
gift.
got the hoodie.
So, yes, I have the cartoon Jack T-shirt. So
who knows? With Jack back this year, maybe they'll come out with another awesome hoodie. So we shall see. So anyways, hello everyone. Hello in the live chat. For those of you watching the live stream, as always, we appreciate it. And as always, with those of you guys in the live stream, be sure to tune in. Tune in.
Tune in.
They're here.
It's been a long day. Be sure to chat along with us, whatever topic we're talking about. We will feature your guys' comments on the live stream. And so, yeah, be sure to say hello where you're watching from, and whatever we're talking about, feel free to chime in because we are watching the comments, all three of us, and, we love chatting with you guys. So anyways,
should we just get into it? Because
we have to because we have a lot to talk about.
Yes, because, I mean,
So people aren't obligated to stay here.
I guess, no surprise to most of us, Universal has announced that Jack is back for Halloween Horror Nights 30. Love the new artwork that sort of shows some of the different iterations of Jack throughout the years. How did you feel about this, Emily?
I mean, I just think it's funny to me that like so many people are like freaking out about it. Like we didn't have a giant Jack statue in the second room of the tribute store, so it's fine. Not to mention this was already kind of leaked by someone. I don't even know who it was, but somebody posted the entire video, so I was like, okay, well there we go. So I just thought it was interesting because they obviously had this whole like live stream going on where it's just static and like cryptic messages. And I'm like, guys, we already know what they're going to say. It's okay though.
Watching hours of static on a YouTube live stream on the Universal Orlando.
I mean, I'll give it this.
We're all the clowns now.
It's a nice little way to hype things up.
Definitely.
Get everybody excited. Get everybody speculating.
I admit I sat there for probably at least every live stream. I would tune in and watch for little cryptic little messages and the fog popping up and you're like, oh, is that Jack's face? Oh, I think I see Jack's face in the static. It's fun. I've been following obviously Halloween Horror Nights for a very long time. So when they do these sorts of things, it's all in good fun. I wish they did more things like this. These little cryptic little what have yous. It's really cool to see it. But yeah. Jack is back, and the really cool thing about this is he's kind of going to be all over the place, according to what the press release and the official information that they announced. Because normally Jack, when he comes back, he's at for 25, he was at the stage show, and he was in a house. But apparently, it sounds like he's going to be a little bit more involved this year.
Yeah, I mean, the house in 25, like he popped up throughout it along with the other icons. It looks like he's going to be more involved. And of course, based on rumors we've heard, we expect most of the icons will be involved. It's an anniversary year. Whenever we have the anniversary years, Jack. The last two has basically been sort of the headline of the anniversary years, but I expect all the icons and the icons who didn't get to be icons but have sort of become icons over the years. They're all going to be in this event. It's an anniversary year. They have ever since I feel like 20, they really play into the whole HHN lore and all the icons because they just don't do them every year like they used to.
Well, that's the thing too, though. It's like a lot of people were freaking out that it was only Jack showcase, and it's like, well, yeah, because he's gonna bring in the most crowds and the money and everything like that. So yeah, you're gonna advertise as Jack, but there's pretty much gonna be probably a whole Icons house.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's just like Jack. I think you are gonna have those different, even like people like Eddie, people like Lady Luck, those sort of people like that you haven't really seen too much in the past. And if we're going off any of the speculation map as well, there apparently is also an Icon scare zone ish.
Yeah, from the speculation maps from
which there was at 25 and it's like like we said with the anniversary years, they really like to get into the lore of HHN and Jack is the face of Halloween Horror Nights. He has become the main icon of Halloween Horror Nights and part of it is just what they have done with that character over the years, and some of it has to do with our friends James Keaton's acting of this character over the years. He has done a brilliant job along with the creative people, along with creative to bring this character to life. That he's become beloved. He is the favorite icon. And as much as I know some people have poo-pooed, it's Jack again. It's like. It's an anniversary year. Of course, it's Jack. I mean, Jack used to not appear on. Jack appeared on off years too. It's like it's not like now it's different now where we usually have to wait 5 years now every time for Jack to come back. So it's funny when some people are like, oh no, not Jack again. It's like, dude, Jack used to show up all the time in the earlier years.
I remember. I mean, coming from somebody that's been going since HHN 5, I remember. I can't put my finger on exactly what house or what scare zone, but he's been sprinkled throughout like a lot of it.
Well, I mean, he wasn't even like 16 was the like Sweet 16 was Horror Comes Home, and that was a bunch of the icons, including Jack, and then 17 was really where we got the iteration of Jack that we know now with the Carnival of Carnage and basically sort of the Ringmaster Jack, and that's really where the Jack that we really know, and I feel like sort of has become this really big character that's really started with 17 and the Carnival of Carnage. And so I'm just happy he's back.
Yeah, we all are. It's our buddy Jack. But they have new details about kind of what's going to be going on. Let's talk about Cabana Bay really quick, because
how we're all going to live there.
Cabana Bay is going to be the place to be for Halloween Horror Nights. They did, it's interesting that Universal's really done some things with Cabana Bay years past. Like they did the Stranger Things little photo ops a couple years back.
And drinks, and they've done drinks.
And they've done some drinks. But it sounds like this is going to be something a little more elaborate. They were kind of vague on the exact details, but basically they're going to have a bar there themed to it and all sorts of goodies.
Yeah, I mean, a bar, there's going to be, I guess, sort of like there was with Stranger Things. I guess there's going to be sort of like a Jack throughout the years sort of exhibit. And it's smart. I mean, they also know, it seems like, Cabana Bay has sort of become the place to stay when it comes to horror nights. Because it's not as expensive as the Deluxe, but it's nicer than the some of the other hotels in its range. So yeah, I mean, it's smart. It
also gets people through the door too.
Part of it's like, okay, well, I guess we're going to have to book a night at Cabana Bay. It's like,
or you sneak in.
To get a closer look at the chaotic world of Jack and some of the sinister environments inspired by his past invasions of Halloween Horror Nights. Plus, the hotel's Swizzle Lounge lobby bar will transform into the Horror Icons bar, featuring specialty beverages and snacks inspired by the event's most famous icons. They say icons, plural, so it's not just Jack.
I'm in danger.
And costumes that pay an eerie homage to Halloween Horror Nights past. So that sounds really cool. So it'll be cool to see how that all pans out. And then, of course, single-day tickets went on sale.
Yeah, I mean,
everybody lost their mind over frequent fear pass.
This happens every year. I mean, they always put single tickets on sale, or like, what was the one year they put like it was like a BOGO or a two night ticket or something on sale. Or they put the vacation packages on sale. I mean, they put that on sale. They put the express passes on sale. They put the RIP tours on sale, and they put the Behind the Screams Unmasking the Horror tour on sale. So it's not that everybody calm down. Frequent fear is never first.
Yeah. Single day tickets first, and then usually
because they're looking first at the people at the people who are traveling here, who are going to book vacations here. And they're going to go to HHN while they're on vacation here. That's their first target. They know the locals are going to come. They could put Frequent Fear on sale a week before opening
24
night.
24 hours before we're still there.
Yeah, I know. That would be a disaster, but it's
right. Could you imagine?
Because those of us who are smart show up, a day or two before opening night and go get our Frequent Fear pass. Print out our pass before opening night. But I mean, this is the same way. I think one of the differences, we're going to get, it's going to be a bunch of announcements.
Everybody was saying, Velocicoaster needed its time to shine. And now look, not even a week after Velocicoaster is done, grand opening's done, it's open. We are full steam into Halloween Horror Nights announcements with Jack today. There was no house announcements. This was just kind of a unveiling of Jack is back. So I'm sure pretty much every week from here on out, we're going to be getting something, it's crunch time.
Yeah, we got 9 houses to go, 5 scare zones, maybe 2 shows.
Yeah, they took the second show off the website.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So,
I did not know this. So there you go.
There you go. Thank you, Emily.
I contribute sometimes.
This is why we keep you around, Emily. No, I'm just kidding.
Nice. We're all hyped. You hyped, Emily?
Sure. Now I don't know if I'm included or not.
Stop it. No, I think we're all hyped. I don't know what else to talk about. It's Jack.
They didn't really release too much, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's Jack. He's back. And now everybody can leave. We've done talking about HHN.
Yeah. For those of you watching in the live stream, for those of you listening to the podcast, be sure to check out our Halloween Horror Nights Ultimate Thrill Guide.
We just updated a Jack section on it too.
Yeah, we added ticket information today for tickets that went on sale today, and Emily added an icon section, and you can literally just go to ThrillGeek.com/HHN, and it'll take you right to the guide. We're constantly going to be updating it throughout the next several months, so be sure to go there, bookmark it, and save it, and just be sure to keep checking back to it. So
yeah, we'll be adding to it as the announcements come, and then after opening weekend, we're probably going to put a touring plan on there to give especially people who don't normally go an idea of how to get the most out of if you have one night at Halloween Horror Nights.
It's just going to be a picture of me and Barry at like 1:30 in the morning with like bags under our eyes.
Beat to death.
We did it. We did 10 houses, 5 scare zones, all the shows, checked out all the food.
Just me sadly in the corner scarfing down s'mores fries.
Because it's like we've got to sort of test it. So it's like I was like telling them, it's like, okay, Friday and Saturday we'll figure it out. Sunday we'll test this touring plan. And it's like, what did I just talk myself into? It's like
so all right, moving on really quick. Speaking of Velocicoaster. I love that clip of Al Roker.
I heard some kid literally say it like that today. And I was just like,
Velocicoaster. I would be okay with everybody saying it like that. Velocicoaster had its official grand opening last week, and with it came churros.
You were there opening day, Clint. How was it?
I was there opening day morning. The wait started. The initial bum rush was like 4 hours, but it ate through that wait really quick. I got in line when the line went all the way back past Raptor Encounter, almost to River Adventure, and that's when it said 4 hours. And I stood around there for a few minutes, and they were using part of Forbidden Journey extended queue, and because they were trying to keep the queue like divided up into sections. But it moved quick, and I think I ended up waiting like an hour and 45 minutes. I just wanted to do it to say I did it. I was there.
Did you boop the snoot, though?
Yeah.
I did not boop the snoot.
Why did you not boop the snoot?
I was hoping you were going to say
that's my brand now.
Because I leave that up to you, Emily. You are booping. You are the booping the snooter, if that makes sense. So
I just realize now every time you ride Velocicoaster, you're going to have to post boop the snoot.
Well, but also other people tag me and boop the snoot, and it makes me really happy. So if you go, please boop the snoot and let me know.
And that's why I have to give you a hard time. But no, I did not boop the snoot because I was I don't know what I was doing. I was
you apparently
were
booping the snoot.
You know what it was? I made really good friends with the people in front of me. So I was chatting it up with them and having a good time. They were on vacation, so you know me. When I start chatting, I don't
No, you're a golden retriever.
Exactly. So I was having a good time with them, chatting with them, and like I said, I got in line when it said 4 hours, but I ended up waiting about an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes, I think.
Yeah. It didn't surprise me that it ended up being.
It didn't break down. It ate through that 4 hour wait like pretty quick, And
I'm
of course,
really sad I didn't see Bill Davis and his churro.
Yeah, the Bill Davis churro meme was amazing. It went bonkers. Everybody had fun with it. I hope he saw some of them because they were pretty funny, and I'm sure he would have gotten a good laugh out of it.
I love Bill.
Michael says Echo is sad because Clint didn't boop her snoot.
You need to start booping their snoots.
So yeah, and then we got off. Universal handed out free churros to everybody all day long. Obviously, a nod to the whole churro stand joke that has been running with Velocicoaster way back when it started construction, like land clearing, and so they were awesome. They Universal didn't have to do this. It was a cool little gesture from them.
And the people who threw theirs way didn't have to take it. So
yeah, exactly. I
think that was at the end of the night though. Like they had to throw them away. They were old.
Yeah, exactly. So Velocicoaster, amazing. We've chatted about it a ton. It's finally open. And just be sure to ride this thing. It's such an incredible coaster.
I'm sorry, sir. I have not gotten to ride yet.
Right. So, all right, Emily, let's talk about your bend the bow.
I just have to say, please don't say it the wrong way, and then you did, and it hurt me.
Yeah, right.
So Emily, bend the bow. I mean, and I know you've had these type of bow sandwiches at some of our local area bow restaurants.
I am a bow connoisseur.
How did these compare?
So it's a theme park.
It was opening day.
I look at it this way: I don't get my hopes up about theme park food anymore because unless you're going somewhere that's like actually like authentic, whether that be a Mexican restaurant, Asian restaurant, like what have you, you can't really expect like the finest of cuisine. But I mean, honestly, like I had the vegetarian one, which I did not like, but that was only because I didn't see anything else on the menu. And then I got the kimchi one. I would honestly probably grab like the kimchi one, like as a pre-horror night snack. It was like the buns, like we took pictures and I think Michael's actually going to post an article about it. Unless you guys want to like scour our Twitter. Like traditionally a bao bun will kind of be like a really, really fluffy bun. And these are kind of like a little more compact. So you could definitely just like pick one of these up and just start like walking around with it. I definitely probably would say like this is a snack, not a meal, unless you're like planning on buying the entire menu. And then if you are kind of used to getting bao buns like anywhere else, these are $12 for two of them. Which at $6, that's usually more expensive than you normally would get at some like traditional bao place. Someone said more snacks like versus a meal. Definitely this will not fill you up. It's definitely something good to munch on. And I would probably again get these maybe before like horror nights or something if we're standing in line, stay in screen, that kind of thing. But I think it also just depends on like what you're into. If you're really into like Asian food like this, then definitely try it. If you're not, this might also not be the thing for you because even like mine, I had to make a few modifications. There's some stuff that they'll put on bao buns that most people won't like. So that's kind of just my thing is like kind of, I think it's a really good addition because this used to be like where the sushi place used to be right next to like the movie theater upstairs on City Walk. So it's definitely something that's easily accessible, like kind of the second that you walk in. I would just say kind of, if you haven't tried this before, I would probably go to like Bao's Castle or somewhere like that first if you're like native to Orlando, just to try it out. That way, either if you get disappointed by this or if you're like, oh, this is kind of my first experience to it, I would probably go somewhere a little more authentic first. But that's just me.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't tried it yet, but I'm excited. I mean,
they have a lot of different options too.
I know a lot of people were upset with the sushi place ending, but for a lot of people, the sushi thing was like there were certain people who definitely went there and frequented that place, but obviously not enough. I'm all for unique stuff in City Walk. I am not the biggest fan of having Burger King.
There's also the only other Asian thing that's on City Walk is Panda Express.
Yeah, and
so
give me my Beijing beef.
So
right
basic Chinese food. Basic
Chinese food.
But I mean, it's nice to have something new and unique. There
were a lot of people saying, this will be a good place, a pre Halloween Horror Nights.
It's a pregame snack.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a nice good snack so you don't have that empty stomach that you're pumping all that alcohol into.
There were
I would definitely
praising the beef brisket one. Apparently that one was really. I think Brian from Inside Universal. I think they ranked the brisket one pretty high up on their list.
Yeah, I would definitely say before you like really commit to this, either pick one that you know you're gonna like. Don't like probably like half-ass it. Like definitely go into it being like, I really like chicken and I really like beef, and that's what I'm gonna get. If you're like, oh, I'll just try some, like you're gonna lose money.
Yeah,
because
I mean, in most bao places, the chicken,
the kimchi,
is usually a safe option, and the pork belly is usually a safe option. For
and
something
you can
that's
customize these too.
Yeah,
like. Michael was ordering for me and I like called him. I was like, oh, you need to take this off and you need to take this off. And, they did take everything off because one, I'm a picky human being. But also, a lot of other places are usually, at least in theme parks, you usually ask for something different about it and they kind of give you a look. So it was nice that like something that maybe if you are kind of used to like a hamburger fries type of person, you can try this without kind of compromising or, eating something that you don't like.
Emily's like, I can't get chicken tenders on my bao bun. What
Listen, the kimchi is a giant chicken tendy.
Yeah, that's
just
true.
in a fluffy little angel pod. And we love her for that.
So check it out. It's now open at City Walk and decide for yourself.
Yeah, we have the details up on the website if you guys want to go check it out. And they do have the full menu up on Universal's website if you want to go check that out. So, all right, moving on. We are still evolving from these mask mandates and changes are happening every day. I just saw today that apparently cast members starting, what is today? The 17th? Starting the 18th are going to be able to not wear a mask outdoors, I guess.
Yeah.
But we have new information.
They have to be vaccinated, though.
Yeah, fully vaccinated cast members starting the 18th can not wear their mask outdoors. This whole mask thing has gone not exactly as I thought it was going to because it's been so over across the board with like all the theme parks. I thought it was, I don't know what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be like, okay, we're wearing masks. Okay, we're not wearing masks. I'm a very simple person. But anyways, Disney World has changed their mask policy to where now guests no longer have to wear their masks. The only
fully vaccinated,
quote, fully vaccinated. I'm using my finger quotes.
So many 3 to 12-year-olds that just got vaccinated. It's so weird.
Yeah,
it's magical.
So many children.
So fully vaccinated guests no longer have to wear their masks at Disney World except
indoors.
Indoor theaters.
Indoor theaters and transportation, monorails, buses, and that sort of thing. So that is the latest update on Disney World mask policy.
Well, actually, face coverings are still required for all guests on Disney transportation, including Disney bus. Yeah, they dropped the indoor theater. So basically, on transportation,
like I said,
if you're fully vaccinated, we've had this discussion before, and I've been to Disney since this has changed, and I am back to wearing masks in queue lines and indoors because I'm not getting sick. So and not just talking COVID sick. I'm not getting all this other stuff that apparently is starting to go around now because people have been taking their masks off. So there's stomach viruses going around, respiratory infections going around.
You got pretty sick
twice.
Yeah. So
I am back to wearing it in line and indoors. So it's that I don't want y'all's germs. So
please don't touch me.
And Disneyland will soon will no longer require masks for fully vaccinated guests. Which
California's been rocking and rolling.
Yeah, I guess that is now. It's past June 15th, so that is now true. There is no proof, which I think for some people in California, they are sort of shocked by that.
Yeah,
that they're not asking proof. And also, of course, now also residents from outside the state can now go to California and go to Disneyland.
Yep. Guess that was on the 15th too, right? Guests can people can fly in from out of state and visit Disneyland.
the only thing is the state of California strongly recommends that all guests be fully vaccinated or obtain a negative COVID test prior to entering theme parks. So that was not what a lot of people thought was going to initially happen. They thought at least out-of-state guests were actually going to have to show proof of vaccination.
Yeah, like I said, it's been interesting. You know, I don't think any of us knew exactly what was going to happen as far as, of course, I don't think any of us thought we were going to be June and dropping mask mandates. You know, if you go back and you listen to previous podcast episodes of us, we thought we were going to be wearing masks well into 2021 and possibly into 2022. And here we are in June, and, you know, everything is, you know, pretty much give or take back to normal. You know, we're getting there. So, Emily, any thoughts on Disney's mask mandate?
It's just confusing. I don't know what to do. Like, I go to Universal and it's a lawless land. And then I go to Disney and then they tell me something different. And then I go to SeaWorld and they just don't care. So I don't know what to do anymore. Like which rules am I following?
I mean, it is now up to you.
Basically,
you know, and the irony, I feel like is like all of a sudden people aren't confronting people about masks anymore.
Everyone stopped caring.
So it's like if you want to wear a mask, wear a mask. It's like I said, I'm going to still wear it in queues and indoors.
People also don't have just zero sense of personal space. So
no, I mean that ended quick, and
I just have never wanted to be inside another human being. So
yeah, I was in line for the Jungle Cruise the other day, and it's like I started like putting my spreading my legs sideways, like
I do like the passive
sideways,
mom where I'm like
take up as much space as possible, and it just you know.
My favorite thing
people look
is
on
to
my face
turn
like, please
my
stay
entire
away from
body. I turn my entire body and I look like I'm looking for people the entire time, even though I'm clearly just by myself. And it makes me look like a crazy person. So people don't want to be around me. I can tell you
right now, more than likely for Halloween Horror Nights, I'm putting a mask on every time we walk in one of those houses.
Yeah.
So I do not, because, you know, I think all of us almost every year end up getting sick during Halloween Horror Nights. So,
I just use you guys as human shields. So,
yeah.
You're taller than I am. It's fine.
So speaking of things we thought weren't, if I remember if this is next, things that were not going to happen this soon.
Fireworks
are
not back yet. They will be coming back July 1st at Disney World. Epcot is reviving.
Is it?
It's bringing back what it only ran for like how many months? It didn't even run that long. Epcot's bringing back. Yep, and then
bring back the jet skis.
And the thing that's going to make everybody cry the first time they see it again, Happily Ever After, is returning to Magic Kingdom on July 1st. Over on the West Coast, Mickey's Mix Magic is returning July 4th and will be presented nightly during the summer. People out west don't seem to be as excited about that.
Well, can you blame them?
Yeah, you know, so we're getting fireworks back at Disney World, Disneyland, July 1st for us here on the East Coast.
How excited are you, Emily?
To hear it from my apartment and kind of wonder if everyone's dying.
Now, the big question everybody has is, obviously they're still getting. Brain fart. The new show at Epcot.
Harmonious.
Thank you. They're still getting
Illuminations
Harmonious
2.0.
There were a lot of people saying, well, why didn't Disney just wait and do Harmonious and debut Harmonious? Why are they bringing back Epcot Forever? It's
money. They need people to stay in that park until 10 o'clock.
So,
I mean, if you ever look at the wait times at Epcot from about after 8 o'clock on,
it's empty.
I'm gonna look right now.
It's pretty empty. You know, one of the reasons they do these these nighttime spectaculars is to keep people in the park.
Yep.
You know, it's to keep, and especially Epcot, the amount of people who get reservations at the restaurants. You know, people stay later.
You're wrong. You're wrong. It's an 80-minute wait for Test Track right now.
Wow.
So.
Well, what time is it? It's 8:30. Yeah, it's 8:38. So
you're wrong.
The parks are busy.
But
right
we
now.
don't. You don't. Come on, it's Test Track. you don't even know how many cars.
Vroom
they
vroom,
have.
go fast.
But no, I mean it's definitely, if we both Emily and I have been at Epcot at around closing time, and it is usually very dead.
Yeah,
you can do a whole kick line. It's fun.
Because you make money from restaurant reservations, from the carts, just because people are usually lined up 30 minutes to an hour before. Not as much for Epcot Forever, but it is the same reason we used to have a nighttime parade, and people I know who are in the know that Magic Kingdom doesn't make as much money as night because it just has the fireworks. It doesn't have that nighttime parade anymore, keeping people into the park late. So no, I mean this is a welcome return. I will, unfortunately, I wish I was at the last Happily Ever After. I wish I could be at the first, but I got to work. But July 5th or 6th, I will be back, and I will be back at either Magic Kingdom or Epcot to see fireworks again. And me, that the first time I see, maybe not Epcot Forever, but Happily Ever After, I will probably be a mess after watching that.
Send pictures or it didn't happen.
No, I'm gonna get video of it. It's going up on the ThrillGeek Twitter.
Grown man.
I will post a picture of me crying on the ThrillGeek Twitter. So.
Yeah. Fireworks coming back. What all do we have to come back? Obviously, characters,
parade,
festival of fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
And
a lot of it, from what we were hearing, entertainment is ramping back up. Biggest issue for a lot of it, especially with Festival of Fantasy, is techs.
Yeah.
That parade, the system for that parade is very complicated.
Yeah.
And there was only certain people who were trained on that. And, a few of from what I've been told, a couple of them, had still stayed and, making sure the parade floats and everything are still working properly. But it takes a lot of techs to run that parade.
Mel in the chat had a good point. Phantasmic. That's another thing that has to come back.
That is something that takes a lot of techs, and it's got a huge cast. So
you also have to fill back the river.
I would expect the Star Wars show, nighttime show, to return first before Phantasmic will. Phantasmic, and hopefully
you don't have to employ any performers.
It'd be nice if Phantasmic came back with at least a couple of updates, but I'm not going to hold my breath. Unlike Disneyland, Disney World didn't really do anything. So
yeah, there's still little things here and there that like Enchanted Tales with Belle isn't open yet at Magic Kingdom. So there are still some things here and there.
There's still a lot of entertainment that hasn't returned.
Yeah, there's still a lot of
entertainment. Because it costs money to hire performers that don't want to come back.
And some of them left. There's a lot of performers that moved and are gone, much like the same way with both Universal and Disney having a hard time getting people back because they left.
Yeah. So. All right, moving on. This is kind of sort of off topic. Well, not really off topic, but not a topic that we talk a lot about. Gaming.
Metroid.
Yeah. I'm a gamer. I have an Xbox and a Switch. I don't have a PlayStation.
Games.
So E3 happened and they did the whole online thing again, where each company basically streamed their announcements instead of doing the big in-person convention that they usually do for E3. And so yeah, they announced they announced some new games. Microsoft, Xbox, they were the big ones. With now they're officially partners. Well, they own Bethesda now. So that was a big one. Nintendo announced some new stuff. And I actually
Zelda Breath of Wild 2 coming next year. With Bethesda, Starfield for Xbox and PC, which looks amazing. Breath of Wild 2 looks amazing. Nintendo, the big thing was Metroid, the return of Metroid after, was it 19, 20, almost 2 decades?
What was the side-scrolling one that they announced? Metroid, I can't remember the name of it, but it was like a side-scrolling Metroid that looked really cool. But that was announced.
Mario plus Rabbids sequel.
And then the Zelda was the big thing, the big announcement.
Yeah. The Guardians of the Galaxy game, which... I mean, I realize they don't want to spend the money for
Pratt.
They don't.
All the face characters.
For all that,
Voice.
but man, God, they come up with some better character design. I mean, I know the Avengers game wasn't great, but you know, the actual characters in the comics look pretty close to their movie versions now.
Yeah,
and it's like, why?
Yeah,
would
but they didn't used to. So
no, they didn't.
I mean, even if you look
at
at the Telltale one, those are pretty on brand for what the actual comics are, not the movies.
Yeah, but it's just people want to play the characters they see in the movies. So, the Borderlands spin-off that had one of the coolest trailer, Tiny Tina's Wonderlands.
Yeah, you shared the trailer for that on Twitter, and I was like, "What the heck is this?"
Yeah, I mean,
and
it's
a spin-off.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
It's okay. And then over at 100%
Xbox, die for Tiny Tina.
Yeah.
Yeah, Xbox had a bunch of stuff.
Xbox is absolutely killing it with this Game Pass thing. I have an Xbox Series X. I am signed up for the Game Pass, and it's for $15 a month. You get this huge library of games. And I think they said they announced 30 games during their E3 briefing, and 27 of them are going to be available on Game Pass, which is ridiculous. But they showed off
go ahead.
Halo Infinite, which I'm a Halo nerd. Yes. They showed some more. They showed off multiplayer for that, which looks great. And we finally got a release time frame of winter, end of this year, basically. Forza Horizon 5 looks amazing, running at full 4K glory. And this one I was really excited about. Oh no, look who's in the chat.
No!
Oh gosh.
I'm sorry, am I supposed to decipher that?
We can't decipher this stuff, Universal. Yeah, exactly. So, and then really quick,
I hope we get invited to Halloween Horror Nights media.
Barry!
while you're here.
Back for Blood is a Left 4 Dead. It's from the team that did the Left 4 Dead video games. Oh, they said just kidding.
Yeah, funny.
We love you guys.
Yes.
Happy HHN announcement day.
Yes.
Oh gosh. So, anyways, yeah. So we just wanted a quick touch on E3 2021. Some of the games that came out. You know, it's a good time to be a gamer. Lots of good stuff coming out. So
yeah, I think all the platforms had great.
Look
stuff
at this
coming.
old man.
Yeah, look at this old man in his hat and his.
Isn't that
jacket.
from the Crystal Skull though?
It probably is.
He's an even older man.
I was about to say, I think I was with Michael when we saw the picture, and I was like, "Oh no, what was that?"
I mean, he's aged. I mean, Indy 5 has begun filming. James Mangold, director of Logan and some other really good movies, is now helming it. I'm excited. I mean, we're getting this podcast, Hey, I mean, I'm not a fan of Crystal Skull.
I don't know what you're talking about. That doesn't exist.
The nicest thing I can say is the first third of that movie is not too bad, but it goes way off the rails at the end. Yeah. If this he gave Logan, Wolverine a great send off. It was probably one of the best Fox X-Men movies. If Mangold can give Indy a nice send off, that'd be awesome. It'd be nice to.
They got to at this point.
Yeah, it'd be nice. It'd be nice to Indy to go off in the sunset and
Is he gonna die?
Pass his hat. Actually, unlike at the end of Crystal Skull with Shia LaBeouf, actually pass his hat on to somebody.
Yeah, I mean, we all expect one day Indiana Jones is going to be rebooted. It is an IP. It's hard. Indiana Jones is hard because Raiders of the Lost Ark is probably the greatest adventure film ever made. And here we are, literally 40 years later, and it's still, I don't think any adventure film has come even close to that movie. I mean, it is practically a perfect film.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Temple of Doom. And not as big of a fan of The Last Crusade.
That's my favorite.
Of course it is. But
sir, would you like to fight?
But I think at some point it is going to be rebooted. It's just, if you want to keep this character alive,
yeah,
Well, you just said he's going to walk into the sunset, so he's not.
Well, I'm saying not Harrison Ford. This is Harrison Ford's sort of last hurrah. So it's. I'm excited. I mean, we get one more Indiana Jones, and like I said,
are they going to wrap it up with a nice little pretty bow, or are they going to pass the baton on to somebody else?
I don't know. See, the thing is do you really want a new guy in the late 60s or 1970s? It's no, you want to go back. We had the Young Indiana Jones Chronicles, which maybe one day will show up somewhere streaming.
Yeah.
And some of the not the kid ones, but the ones where he was like college age. Those were some of those episodes were really fun, and I would definitely love to see maybe go back at some point and do start him off younger. I mean, but we get one more. This is Harrison Ford sort of probably last hurrah to a big blockbuster.
Sam said Crystal Skull is as good as Temple of Doom.
I don't know what drugs you're on.
Yeah, no.
All right, let's move on to something that everybody is absolutely flipping over, absolutely loving, and that is Loki.
Loki.
I like that.
So if you have not watched episodes 1 and 2, please leave now.
When we talk about this stuff, if you're listening to the podcast, stop listening. If you're watching on the live stream,
especially if you haven't seen episode 2,
episode 2 was a biggie. So we're gonna chit chat probably for the next 10 minutes or so here about Loki, and then get on out of here. So, all right, Loki.
Go ahead,
Emily.
What do you guys
think? So far, 2 episodes in.
The best way, at least I've heard it described, is by James, where he said it's basically like Blade Runner meets Doctor Who meets like Black Mirror.
Yeah, I could see that.
So
that's an interesting comparison. Yeah,
I'm like, that's fair.
Yeah.
I am definitely liking it. It's all 3 Marvel shows have been different so far, and this one is compared to Falcon and Winter Soldier and WandaVision. Those 2 just sort of dropped you in to what was going on. No recap. Loki sort of gave you a recap, and I know that was some people's knock with episode 1, but at the same time, the way it was used somewhat to explore the character and to him to get to where he is at the point where he realizes like, all this stuff he did, was it really worth it? It's like, hey, all these Infinity Stones just show up here, and then they have no power. So
I love the whole Infinity Stone paperweight thing. That was fantastic. Like, here we go through like 10 plus years of Marvel movies, and these Infinity Stones are like these insanely powerful artifacts, and then this guy has just got like a drawer of them. Paperweights.
It's magic does not work in the world of the TVA, which seems to be this reality that exists out of time, that was created by the Timekeepers. Who I don't know about you guys, but I don't think the Timekeepers are around anymore.
No.
I think they're gone, long gone, but the bureaucracy has just survived.
Yeah.
And they're doing what they think they're supposed to do and keep this sacred timeline. And of course, the best reveal by the end of the first episode to me was, who better to take on Loki
than Loki?
Yeah.
What better way for him what better way for that version of Loki, the version who just lost, who it wasn't the version that we saw by Endgame, who had sort of redeemed himself.
Well, that's like kind of what broke my heart too, was obviously he sees everything that happens. He feels the guilt of his mother, and then he literally watches himself die.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. It's been really interesting watching, because I've watching these first 2 episodes. I keep forgetting that this is Loki from
Avengers.
And when you watch him, when he was in that room, like that interrogation room or whatever it was, and he has that little thing where he can go back and rewind, and like you said, Emily, he sees the stuff with his mother, and then he sees himself die, and you see like the emotion of him just almost
let me get my crap together.
Down.
But he's still Loki. He can't help being Loki and being who he is. And the reveal that of course the person that they're chasing after is another Loki.
Yeah.
We love the multiverse.
And I will say, I mean, it's only episode 2. It's like the last 15 minutes of that episode were just amazing.
In the department store, whatever the name of that department store was, that was good stuff.
That was so good. And of course, once again, spoilers. I hope everyone's left. The reveal, I mean, it wasn't super surprising.
No.
But the reveal of Lady Loki was just...
That's straight from the comics too.
Yeah, it's straight from the comics and just so cool. And of course he chases after her because what else would he do? And then just the whole, we find out her purpose was just basically to attack the sacred timeline, to use the those what timeline grenades or the reset grenades.
Mm-hmm. The things that basically like fry everything that's not supposed to be there. Yeah.
Yeah, to drop them all throughout time. And just cool. The hiding in apocalypses. They go to Pompeii.
The whole Pompeii scene was fantastic. Hilarious. Loki just standing there like this, like everybody's dying behind him, and he's like, "See, yeah, that was great."
And someone did point at you, but it's not Lady Loki. We'll find out.
Yeah, we will have to see.
There's someone else. Yeah.
The one thing that I was gonna say,
the TVA thinks it's Loki.
Yeah. I saw people discussing that it could be the Enchantress.
The Enchantress, yeah.
So there's Marvel. The Marvel theories went crazy with this one. So no, can I? I was gonna say, normally I can't. With the exception of what's the dog movie that Owen Wilson's in with Jennifer Aniston?
Marley and Me.
Marley and Me.
Oh God.
With the exception of that movie, I usually, for some reason, and maybe Night at the Museum, for some reason, I can't stand Owen Wilson in like live action, like seeing him. Like I'm so used to him being Lightning McQueen. It's like
one of my favorite things to do in the show is when he makes any type of speed or car reference or anything, I just go ka-chow under my breath. And like we were watching it last night and it happened and James and I both just said ka-chow under our breath and we looked at each other like, oh.
Well, I mean, I will definitely say, I know not everyone is the biggest fan of Owen Wilson, but it is having him as Mobius has been perfect casting so far.
Well, yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
I just can't look down though. Like if I look anywhere else, I'm just like, there's a talking car on screen.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying. But no, I've loved.
I don't know. I've
seen
him in so many of the. God, what's the filmmaker's name? I'm forgetting. Now I can't remember the filmmaker's name.
We're doing fine.
Keep going.
No, just let me kind of finish up my thought here. The chemistry between Tom Hiddleston and Owen Wilson has been fantastic. Them of playing this cop and like partner kind of partnership, especially in episode 2. Their chemistry has been fantastic, and I've been loving it. So I'm excited for where this show is going. We're only 2 episodes in, and things have already have kicked off. So
Wes Anderson was the one I was.
You're doing amazing, sweetie.
So yeah, and new episodes.
I have seen so many films; it is hard to keep track of everybody.
Marvel did the switch up, and now Marvel is dropping episodes for their TV shows on Wednesday.
Because they needed to confuse me even further.
And now Disney Plus is going to be moving all new stuff to Wednesdays. That is the latest because they feel like Netflix sort of owns Fridays.
Yeah.
Wednesdays have been sort of Hulu too. Thursdays I think have been Amazon and HBO Max.
Oh, when they
HBO
drop
Max
new
is
content?
Thursday, yeah.
Yeah, HBO Max is Thursday. Maybe Amazon's been Friday too. So it looks like all new stuff will be on Wednesdays, and I think the older stuff will still come out on Fridays.
Yeah.
So that has definitely moved the dates around for some of the upcoming. I mean, it's an awesome Loki, but we got a Monsters Inc. show coming. We've got a Chip and Dale show coming.
Yep.
I mean, people seem to forget that. It's like, and of course we've got the Disney Park show coming. So it's like we got a lot of exciting stuff coming in July. To non-Marvel / Star Wars stuff coming to Disney Plus in July. So
yeah,
Loki. We
it did take me like that first episode though. Like I didn't care about it. I will admit it. I was kind of like, oh, okay.
You're that with almost every first episode.
No, because like WandaVision, I was hooked like immediately because like the 50s thing, that's my immediate aesthetic. Like that's my literally one of my favorite things is like the 50s. So I was fine with that.
Well, I think
it took
too,
me a while to get into Winter Soldier.
I think too we've had, you know, everybody keeps comparing everything. WandaVision was a mystery.
No, I know. I'm just saying,
and that's why it felt so different.
Well, I vibe just with that more. So it's it just like James like is the opposite. James absolutely loved Loki. Like that's the way I felt about WandaVision is the way he felt about Loki. So it's like it's interesting, like different people like what they'll gravitate to. But the second that we got into the second episode with this, then I was like, oh, okay. I like this now. I see what we're doing. It just took a little bit.
It kicked into high gear with the second episode, the one that just dropped this week. It really things picked up. So
it just depends.
I would definitely feel like, I mean, right now, just after 2 episodes, same way. If I compare like the first 2 of all 3 so far, it's like WandaVision's still the best, and then Loki, and then Falcon and Winter Soldier. So it's.
The one part where all the timelines start splitting off, I think it was, I can't remember who it was, but there was one of the big pop culture websites out there. One guy did like a breakdown of every single time frame that shows up on that little TV screen, and like what happened, and it was really interesting. I'll have to see if I can find it and I'll share it on my Twitter. But it was really fascinating. Once at the very end of the second episode, when all the timelines started going all crazy.
I mean, this just leads us back into Doctor Strange and Spider-Man. It's pretty much set up.
That was the one thing, we didn't talk about is like some of the little hints that have been dropped, little things that have been dropped for Spider-Man and Doctor Strange. And we didn't even mention Miss Minutes.
Yeah.
We love her.
Voiced by the awesome Tara Strong. I mean, I'm glad it's not I figured it wasn't a one-off character after her name showed up in the main credits.
Yeah.
So I hope we get to see more Miss Minutes because they
y'all.
They already got a photo op at DCA.
Yeah, where they misspelled y'all.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. They put the apostrophe after the YA. I saw that. Yeah, that was okay. Funny.
They don't say it out there.
I actually love the like what she kind of comes from, the kind of the aesthetic of the show, the lighting and of the TVA. It's a really cool looking like venue.
It's retro.
Like, yeah, that kind of retro kind of vibe to it. It's really cool. When Loki gets there and he starts getting like interrogated and.
Well, that's the thing. I think it's interesting that it actually has like this retro vibe when it's supposed to be timeless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens with
and
that.
One part of the TVA is actually the Marriott Marquis in Atlanta.
Yep.
That they use.
I saw that when Cheryl and I were watching the episode last night, and I was like, isn't that like a hotel in Atlanta or something like that?
Yeah.
And sure enough, I woke up today on Twitter and I saw 600 people talking about it. I was like, I've never stayed there. I've been in that hotel in Atlanta, and I was like, okay, I'm not crazy. It's like
so that's Loki.
Marriott or something like that. I don't know, but
Marriott Marquis.
Yeah. So, all right, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's everything we have for this week's episode. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in.
Anything else, Emily? You done talking?
No, I was seeing how much a night it was at that because James really liked the elevator, and it's only $89 a night, and that's not bad.
Weekend trip to Atlanta.
We can all stay at the Loki Hotel.
Hotel. So, anyways, that's everything we have. You guys have anything else, Emily, Barry? Anything else? Any questions?
Apparently planning a trip to Atlanta now.
Yeah, I mean, and I think the only thing Emily and I can definitely agree on is, for the love of God, people, if you like musicals, go see In the Heights. It's like one of the best stage to film adaptations ever.
Apparently, it bombed at the box office or something.
Which is really sad.
It didn't do to expectations, but I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that everything since box office reopened, unless it's a sequel, a prequel, or a well-known IP, it has not done well. So it's like, I understand, and I think that's going to be the way with a lot of movies this year. There's going to be some really good movies that don't do well because they're every week a blockbuster film is coming out for the rest of the year. So it's like
Mike. We're not going to get bedtime stories by Michael tonight, unfortunately.
I have to get a bedtime story from Michael every night. You don't want that.
No.
Oh gosh. So, all right, guys, if that's everything we got, we're going to get on out of here. Barry, tell everybody where they can find us on the socials.
We are at ThrillGeek on Twitter and Instagram, facebook.com/ThrillGeek. Please like and follow our Facebook page, youtube.com/ThrillGeek. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. ThrillGeek.com for the latest in theme park and pop culture news and our Halloween Horror Nights 30 Ultimate Guide. And of course, you're listening to or watching the ThrillGeek Podcast. Where you can get a podcast, you can get the ThrillGeek Podcast. And don't forget, starting Saturday, myself and Sin will be in Pennsylvania and we'll be hitting Kennywood, Hershey Park, Dutch Wonderland, Dorney Park, Sesame Place, Knoebels, and maybe one or two other places in there. We'll have it all. Follow us on Twitter at ThrillGeek, and we'll probably have some Instagram stories too, and we'll be bringing you vlogs to YouTube. Something else besides Disney and Universal will be coming to our YouTube channel. So
you heard it here. He's going to go visit different theme parks and hit them.
Yes, I'm going to hit those theme parks.
Emily, really quick, where can everybody find you online?
Oh, God. If you want to watch me post horrible memes, just go on Twitter. It's at Geek Notice. If you want to watch me not post on Instagram, it's at Geek Notice. And if you want to watch my YouTube channel, I definitely don't post to. It's also Geek Notice.
I'm at Cultural and Thrill on Twitter and Instagram. And also you can follow at Sin and Barry on Instagram.
Do it. They're amazing.
Yes, you can. And for me, just follow everything Thrill Geek. You don't have to follow my personal Twitter.
Follow everything Thrill Geek. His personal stuff.
Except go ahead and say what your personal Twitter is because you know you want to.
I am CG83 on Twitter, and I don't have an Instagram because I barely have time for the Thrill Geek Instagram. So anyways, guys, hey, thanks to everybody for joining us in the live chat. As always, we appreciate every single one of you guys tuning in, chatting with us. Sam, Chris, everybody, Mel, thank you guys. We greatly appreciate you. Everybody on YouTube. Dan tuned in over on Twitch. Scrolling back here really quick. Thank you to everybody.
Thank you, really, Rena. Thank you, Aesthetic Puppet.
Appreciate it. So,
thanks,
anyways,
Puppet Dude.
We appreciate you guys. Thank you, everybody, to listening to the ThrillGeek Podcast. It's go time with Halloween Horror Nights, so hopefully we'll have something to chat about every week.
We might be going back to weekly, so
we're going to be getting to the point where we may have to be going back to weekly podcasts here, so get ready, folks. It's go time. So anyways, thanks guys for listening, and we'll see you guys on the next episode.
Bye.
Stay safe. Bye.
We did it. We did the podcast.
After show for a few minutes.
Fine, I'll do it myself.
Oh gosh. Good chat team tonight. Good job, everybody.
Wow,
we did the thing. Good job.
Boop.
Hey, for those of you still in the live stream, I was going to do this beforehand, but here is the HHN 30 shirt that went on sale today.
It's mine.
For those of you that want to see it, it's got HH Halloween Horror Nights, the typical Halloween Horror Nights 2021 on the front. Let me move my microphone here. Hold on. Here we go.
I paid Clinton blood money for this.
Yeah. So that's the front, and then on the back,
Jack's back. He back.
Just in case, if you don't know, this is the back of the shirt. It says, "I'm back."
He says he's back.
So
who's back? He back.
There's the shirt. Went on sale today. In the 5 and Dime show, they've done like little merchandise previews at that 5. It's basically the Bourne Exit gift shop. 5 and Dime, whatever you want to call it. And they've done some previous. Didn't they do a Beetlejuice preview there from Beetlejuice merchandise?
And everyone fought to the death.
Yeah.
And I won.
Give me all the merchandise.
Can you say it as Beetlejuice?
Nothing.
This was literally the only thing there today.
Give it to me.
Somebody said on Twitter that they're going to be adding stuff every week. We'll wait and see if that happens.
I guess you're just going to
My
have to
wallet
go
cannot
back every
handle
week.
that.
Yeah. So I'm not normally
No, I
big.
mean,
This is cool because I like shirts when it has something on the front and the back.
yeah, and it's a good design. I mean,
Yeah.
No more blood littering.
Anyone who listens to this podcast knows I'm not the biggest fan of a lot of Halloween Horror Nights merchandise, and that is
I buy all of it. It's really bad.
That's a very cool design. So
I'm not going to buy this, and then 2
Finger-
days later,
fingers
I bought it.
crossed. We're gonna get some amazing designs this year. Hopefully.
Can we wear all of those matching opening night, please?
We can.
So we can't lose each other.
Jumping through the Universal arches, holding hands.
Boomerang it.
Yeah, no.
I'll bring a Bluetooth speaker and we can blast some
Can we not look like everyone else opening night?
Barry's just gonna be in the corner
party
like
pooper. Gosh, such a party pooper.
Hey, I got to be
gosh.
in one of my signature outfits.
Yeah, you're one of your button-down shirts like
Button-ups.
me. So
Yeah. Okay.
we got another announcement. So I'm excited. I forgot who said it in the chat, but there was somebody in the chat that was like, let me go back here. I forgot who it was. Let me go way back here to the beginning. Static. Somebody said, yeah, Rena. She said, even though it's old news, after what feels like endless speculation and it was leaked, it made me feel so much more real and made my day. That's kind of the way I felt. I was like,
Yeah.
It was announced. We got somebody, I think it was like some ticket website or something, posted it on their YouTube, the leaked one.
yeah.
Well,
and-
in the UK
Cat hunting
websites,
food.
UK websites always put the tickets up for sale before hours
Yeah.
before anyone else,
Yeah.
and they're like,
So-
"Oh, it's 11 a.m. over here." So,
Well, what was really interesting is
Accent, though.
they did the announcement today at noon. So I don't know because normally
It's
HHN
11.
announcements happen Thursday at 11. That's
11.
the schedule for announcements. So the fact that they did this one at noon,
Just all of us watching Static for an hour like dumbasses.
basically. So, but yeah, it just felt good to get up. The Beetlejuice announcement, we knew it was coming, so it wasn't that exciting. This was
Also
our
knew it was coming though.
Yeah, exactly. This was our first legit, new announcement, and it felt good, to get. We've done our we've done our due diligence of waiting, so it's going to be
I've done my waiting.
exactly
Use
like
of it.
I
In
posted that on.
Azkaban.
I posted that on Twitter. I was like, I've done my years of however Sirius Black. So
In
anyways.
Azkaban.
Yeah, Azkaban. So I'm excited. And like I said, we're going to be updating the guide. So be sure for those of you, oh my God, my microphone's falling apart here.
Just like my life.
You our guide. I'm really excited about it. We're going to be updating it, adding stuff, tweaking it as the event goes on, because like I've said before, we're there so much at this event. We
Can we
that's an
cryptically
understatement.
drop a ThrillGeek Venmo in it every so often so people pay for my
Yeah,
s'mores
right.
fries
Donate.
and my drinks and my shirts and my lanyards and my mugs, and
right.
yeah,
my
me too.
parking, and
Maybe.
apparently
That's
my
something I could maybe
ticket.
look into. Drop it out. I did a little section at the bottom for everybody to follow us, and our just kind of a thank you. So maybe I could put it down there or something. If people wanted to donate to the website, I'm terrible for asking for money. Because
Give me money.
a
Just
lot of-
ask for it.
Well,
Money.
the thing is a lot of vloggers and bloggers, they're in it for the money, and I've never
Yeah.
been in it for the money with ThrillGeek.
Yeah, we're aware.
So
Barry.
What'd you say?
Don't listen to him.
what'd he say?
No.
I said,
Ignore Barry.
I was like, yeah, we're aware.
Yeah. So
Sir.
it's
I
hard.
wouldn't
The
still be
Wendy's.
doing this if people. It's funny every so often when people come up to us, they're like, "Oh, you thinking we do this for a living?" It's like
I just
nope.
say yes.
We all have full-time jobs.
I have a full-time job. I have 3 kids, and ThrillGeek is just become a second full-time job that I really don't get paid for.
You have 5 kids if you count me and Ryan.
Yeah, this is true. I'm 6 if we count Barry sometimes.
Barry's like the weird uncle.
Yeah. But I've always had a weird thing about asking people for money. I have a ThrillGeek Patreon. I don't share it, so and when and if I do get money, like the money we make off the YouTube channel right now, I'll be honest, it all goes back into the website. It pays for this thing, the thing we use to stream the podcast, the website hosting, the podcast hosting. It all goes back right into the website. So, anything that we made beyond that, would go back into it. So
they use the rest of the money to buy me chicken tenders.
Yeah, we gotta supplement Emily with her chicken tenders. So that's where the ThrillGeek budget goes. So
Disney chicken nuggets.
Anyways, all right, guys, we're gonna get on out of here. Thanks for hanging out with us in the post game show. Again, we appreciate you guys hanging out with us in the live chat. And we will see you guys. This kind of threw the schedule off. We're going to stick bi-weekly, like I said, at the end of the recording. And we're going to kind of see how things go here these next couple weeks with announcements. And
you need to do a West Coast podcast. So
yeah, I do want to get Ryan on and chat about Avengers Campus. I want to get Katie on and talk about Potter stuff. And so much to do, so little time.
Maybe, yeah, and I know maybe we will have some of our HHN friends on when some other announcements come down. Just switch it up a song.
Yeah, so
it's
you
not
guys
just
don't
the
have
3
to
of us talking about Horror Nights the entire time.
Our mug shots the entire.
Which people
podcast.
would like. People, in case you didn't know, we talk about Horror Nights when we're not on a podcast too. So.
A lot. So, anyways, guys, good night. Thanks again for everybody for tuning into the live stream on Twitch, YouTube. We really appreciate you guys. And
good night, Mel. Good night, Aaron. Good night, Michael.
Good night, Aaron.
We'll see you guys next time. All right, take care.
Lady.
Be safe.
Bye, Shark Lady.
Good night.
Good night.